Welcome to the JVOLOgy 5-day challenge, day one recap. First of all, I am Shadidi Laser. I am the founder of the Laser Reputational Currency System, which is your systematic way to leverage your existing network to increase leads, sales, and subscribers for your small business, your personal brand, or your business brand. If you have not registered for the JVOLOgy 5-day challenge, where you will gain, you will attract 5 joint venture partners in 5 days or less, then you need to go to bit.ly/JVOLOgy number 5 day. So that's bit.ly/JVOLOgy 5 day. Now, this is the day one recap of the 5-day challenge. The challenge is currently on day number 2. So what I'm doing is each and every day, I'm giving you the opportunity to complete the exercises. Then I'm giving you the recap based on the content that's presented and giving you my personal spin on what the challenge is and my experience with JVOLOgy as a whole. JVOLOgy as a joint venture community, and there's oftentimes, let's say, confusion on what a joint venture partnership actually is as it is compared to, let's say, a standard business partnership. So you have sole proprietor, you have partnership, you have different types of corporations versus affiliate partnerships versus joint venture partnerships. So the key distinction between an affiliate partnership and a joint venture partnership, from my perspective, is the relationship itself. It is the joining of forces between two entities, whether it's a company or it's two solopreneurs or it's two authors, it's a speaker, it's an author, it's an event host, it's a speaker. It's the joining of forces between two entities to provide complementary value for the growth of each other's respective business. I can be an affiliate for a ClickBank product or a JVZoo product and never have met the creator or the author or the publisher of that course. As long as I'm approved within the affiliate network, then I can promote those products. I can go on Amazon Associates and I can be an affiliate for any product on Amazon and generate commissions and live a comfortable lifestyle from being an affiliate marketer. I consider joint ventures to be the next step of that particular process, where your values begin to align, where your products and services are complementary with other entities, and there's more of a coordinated launch. There's support. There's actual discussions that take place between entities in the delivery of value for the growth of each other's businesses. So when you talk about joint ventures, the first key determinant that I want you to keep in mind is, what is my relationship? You may ask, well, I message my partners all the time. I message my affiliate partners all the time. Would that be considered a joint venture? If you're a business owner that communicates with your affiliates, you are well on your way to building successful joint venture partnerships. And the more that you coordinate them and the more that you include your partners in the growth of your business, then you start to become a joint venture, let's say, a business owner who uses joint ventures in order to grow and to succeed. So what you're learning in the 5-day challenge is the framework by which successful joint venture partners are built. Now, it's important that you understand the who behind the what. We've covered the what, which is joint ventures. The vehicle is the joint venture, 5 partners in 5 days, free online challenge. And the who. So the creator of this challenge is Canada's own Jay Fiset. And Jay Fassett, for the past 30 years, has been in the personal development space, and has been one of the most influential self-help and business leadership minds over the past 3 decades. He has over 40,000 students and 40,000 graduates of his programs, of which Personal Best. I'm based in the US, and if you go up to certain areas in Canada and you mention Personal Best, you will start to meet some of the who's who. Many top men and women in business, personal development, coaching, spirituality have cut their teeth, so to speak. They have, let's say, this is the rite of passage that they've gone through in order to qualify to get started on their journey. So for so many years, Jay has been a pillar in the community. I met Jay years ago through Mastermind to Millions, and he is great in that who he is in terms of 40,000 and all the accolades that he's accomplished versus his personality. If you speak to him, you would not get he does not lead with his accomplishments. Very, very, very grounded in terms of who he is and what he delivers. Truly believes with every fiber of his being what he's bringing to the table in terms of the value provided, and that resonates with me. So I support what he launches, what he delivers. Have been a part of the JVOLOGY community since it first launched years ago. And whenever I have the opportunity to participate in events, then I do so, of which there's the JVOLOGY live event, which will bring people together under a 3-day setting in the spirit of creating joint ventures and going through the JVOLOGY roadmap. And there's several online ongoing programs that Jay offers as well. And so I encourage you to go to the website and look deeper into this. But first, we must go into the JVOLOGY Day 1 recap. So when you sign up for the 5 joint venture partners in 5 days challenge, which is available at bit.ly/JVOLOGY 5-day, then you'll receive an email, and of which day 1 has the video broken down in the following. So we have beliefs, attitudes, and mindset. So when you go into the video, Jay uses an analogy where he starts to talk about the idea that abundance is key and instrumental to joint venture success. So if you're thinking, how will I afford the lease for my building? How will I pay my clients? How will I make payroll? Then it causes you to constrict. It causes you to shrink in terms of where you stand in the world, and you will not expand. Expansion is the key flow of partnerships, of effective partnerships. And Jay has famously mentioned that joint ventures are a game of I'll go first. So I want you to think about your partnerships in life. Think about the times that you've collaborated with others and you hold everything close to the vest. So you don't want to give too much away because you don't want to, let's say, give away trade secrets or give an edge to your competition. And with joint ventures, it's the exact opposite. Yes, there will be people who don't always understand the value of reciprocity. And yes, there are people who will think that I'll go first is a sign of weakness or that you're easy to take advantage of. But in order to truly reap the benefits of powerful joint venture partnerships, the game of I'll go first is something that you must initiate. Now, within the video, day one recap, Jay defines abundance as the experience of more than enough. Jay also mentions that there is a deeper level of abundance that can be experienced when you are in that flow of, let's say, living that experience of having more than enough. So now we'll get into some of the other aspects when it comes to the mindset module, which is key to day one. So again, as I mentioned in the beginning, there was beliefs, there was attitudes and mindset as the three pillars of joint venture mindset success. So first of all, with abundance, client needs are very important. Your clients must gain a clear outcome and a clear benefit with your joint venture propositions. Next is interdependence. So interdependence is defined as the capacity for you as a business owner, for you as a brand, for you as a creator to open yourself up to support. And Jay draws a Venn diagram of which the circles are around, and then there's a core in the middle. So in the middle of that diagram of abundance, of your beliefs, attitudes, and mindset is the idea that when you are operating in that mindset, it is a win-win-win for all involved. And that's what you should strive to achieve. So when it comes to especially interdependence, I will tell you a brief story of the two uncles. True story. I have one uncle who, when it comes to the idea of growth, many of the he has the mindset that if it is to be, it is up to me. Now, in some cases in business, it is necessary, especially in the startup phase, to roll up your sleeves to get the work done, to get the job done. And that is necessary when these resources are slim and you don't have the personnel in order to grow. However, we have my other uncle who asked himself the question, who is the best person qualified to help me achieve this idea? And when it comes to growth, the person who is able to look outside of themselves and open themselves up to support, to advice, to criticism in some cases, will always expand faster. And joint ventures is an exercise in flexing your interdependence muscle. So Jay mentions in the video, which you need to also watch to get the full understanding of this recap. So you can go again to bit.ly/JVOLOGY 5-day in order to gain access to all of the content over the 5 days, which I will recap over all of the 5 days. So all of your results in life boil down to three things. Number one, you want to realize before we get into those three that your results are not accidental. They're not accidental. So the first factor is your beliefs. And belief, Jay defines as a thought or idea that is accepted as facts. Beliefs are the drivers of it all, the drivers of everything. So the question you must ask yourself is, what must I believe to have the results that I currently have? So where you are today is a result of your beliefs. And Jay mentions in the video that 10% of our needs or our beliefs are actually conscious. 10% of our beliefs our conscious. So underneath the surface, our subconscious mind, ladies and gentlemen, is where most of our results are being manifested, but we don't have a conscious memory or recollection of them. Very important to understand this. Next, attitude. So we covered beliefs. All results in life boil down to three things. First is belief. Next is your attitude. And so when you start to look at your attitude, what are the emotions behind what you believe? What are the feelings behind what you believe? And when it comes to achievement, that which we put the most emotion behind will imprint itself on the subconscious mind much faster. So when you have a big win and you celebrate, that plants an impression on your subconscious mind. As I just mentioned, 90% of our results is driven by under the surface, subconscious mind. So when we think about our attitude, when you have a loss and the first thing you say to yourself is, this is the way it always goes. I knew I wasn't going to be good at this. I am incompetent. I am stupid. I am a man, a woman, black, white, so on and so forth. These implant on your subconscious mind on a deeper level, and that fills the 90% of the unconscious below the surface that Jay mentions. So our beliefs and attitudes are the key factors that dictate the behavior. So our behavior are an indicator of the combination of our attitude and our beliefs. So this is a recap of the first video. Now, within video number 2, you have a walkthrough of the joint venture beliefs worksheet, which is your first assignment. So I'm going to share my screen here. And so what we have is the joint venture beliefs worksheet. And so this is a fillable PDF, so you can fill it out right within your browser. All browsers are accepted. I'm currently using the Chrome browser now. So what we have is column 1, your current joint venture results. So I fill this out from the standpoint of what you can do to just get started. Many entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, sole proprietors, single member LLCs within my audience don't understand what a joint venture actually is. So it's okay to say, I'm starting at scratch. I'm starting at zero because I don't know what it is. So the way you're to fill this out is to start with column 1 first. And so here is listed your current results: 0 JV partners, 0 JV income. So now you must ask yourself, you must reverse engineer, what must I believe today in order to have these results? What must I believe in order to have 0 JV partners? So you start to look into some of the beliefs that have caused you to land there. That's where it gets interesting. So you may believe that entrepreneurship is hard. Owning a business is difficult. I don't charge what I'm worth. Life is challenging. People are taking advantage of me. People are stealing my ideas. So these are all beliefs that cause you to constrict. And as we discussed, when your beliefs are filled with anxiety, it causes you to step back instead of taking that affirmative step forward that you need in order to be successful with joint venture partnerships. Next, we go into our attitudes. which are, as was determined, are your feelings or your states of being, which also include your emotions. So, what emotions would you be feeling in order to have no joint venture partners? It may be ignorance because you learned that joint venture partnerships are the fastest way to scale a business. And you may feel, why didn't I learn this sooner? Why didn't my mentor tell me this? Why didn't one of my friends or colleagues share this with me? And so you may feel a feeling of ignorance. You may feel negative. You may feel anxiety. You may feel overwhelmed because now you may have to step out of your comfort zone in order to make the phone calls and put together the content to have a successful joint venture partnership. So next is your behaviors. And so you're creating excuses to be right about your beliefs. Now, for someone who is ultra successful, then their behavior is also an excuse, but it is self-affirming and life-affirming. So that is the key to keep in mind, is that not all behaviors are negative. It's to justify the current status quo. So your behavior to result in not having joint venture partners may be to isolate, to avoid events, to compete with others, and withhold value to your audience, resources, and time. So with withholding value, what this means is, well, I'm not going to give anything away for free. Everyone needs to pay for my services. My time is too valuable to give to my audience. So I gave some solutions above. So for, let's say, desired joint venture results, which is the header of column 2, 5 joint venture partners, maybe you earn your first $100 in JV income, create a new revenue stream. Next could be 5 joint venture partners and set up agreements for 500 recurring dollars per month. Next could be project-based or reality-based, where you're going to funnel this joint venture income into paying a bill, maybe paying tuition for a quarter, down payment for a vehicle, a side project or business that you want to launch off the ground. So I want you to get clear about the desired results that you want for your business and your life leveraging joint ventures. Next, the beliefs in order to accomplish the first row that we just shared. So what must I believe to create and allow these results? So here's a few examples. You are to fill out this worksheet on your own, but these are some guidelines to help you get started. Clients' needs are the priority. All resources and success can be achieved via joint ventures. This is so important because if you needed to make, let's say, $10,000 in the next 30 days, and I tell my clients and people I advise very often that the fastest way to the success that you want is through the cooperation of like-minded people. So that mindset, that belief is very powerful because it opens the door to so much. Joint ventures are the fastest way to scale a business. Instead of using your own efforts, if you can leverage the collective audiences of your peers, then you open yourself up to more sales opportunities and more opportunities to increase lead sales and subscribers. And so we start to get into an empowering mindset, which if you're going to create this desired result, then you'll be enthusiastic. You'll be a problem solver. You'll come up with creative options with your audience. And when we talk about behaviors, what behaviors or the combination of the beliefs and attitudes, what behaviors that could be, I'm going to host partnership Zoom sessions. So some form of online, I'm going to ping or contact my audience or my partners every week. I'm going to be interviewed on 25 podcasts in 4 weeks. I'm going to deliver value to my audience. So I hope you are getting the drift in terms of beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors. And again, this is all within the first day of this challenge. So this is what I want you to keep in mind. That's what I want you to keep in mind. So now we are back. And so now you've seen the worksheet. You have a recap of the videos. So what's next for you? What is next? So what I want you to focus on is make sure for day one that you have gone to join the Facebook group, that you've introduced yourself on the introduction post. I encourage you to use a video to introduce yourself, but if you are nervous about being on video, then just type an introduction in the JVOLOGY group. Then you're going to set up the messenger notifications because the challenge is delivered through the messenger notifications. And you also have the video to get the most out of the challenge. Now, your homework for tonight is to complete the beliefs and attitudes worksheet, beliefs, attitude, and behavior worksheet. You're going to go to the day one thread and within the Facebook group, and you add the following sentence. I'm going to add blank of income in the next 12 months through joint ventures because I choose to believe. And then you post that. So that's going to be personal to you. So as an example, I'm going to add $10,000 of income in the next 12 months through joint ventures because I choose to believe that partnerships are the easiest way to grow a business. So this is important. Make sure you fill out the information and make sure if you have any questions that you leave a comment within the underneath the video where you see this online as it's being streamed to several locations. But I am Shadidi Laser. Again, I'm the founder of the Laser Reputational Currency System. And you have been watching the JVOLOGY 5 Partners in 5 Days recap of day one. Tune in tomorrow for day 2, where we go deeper into the challenge.